Hello everyone, speaking of no-brainer. Welcome to the top 8 match of the TTS League. Season 6, still. It's taken a while to finish, but you know, here we go. And I'm playing, of course, the Maz Finn that I had to play a long time ago, and I'm playing up against Be Happy at SWDHK, which I believe is Star Wars Destiny Hong Kong, and he is playing Afra Tarkin with droids and stuff. Yeah, interestingly to know with his deck is he does not have a lot of removal himself, so my whole removal package shenanigans is not that big of a deal to him. But similarly, I do a lot of damage, so he's going to have trouble with that. Alright, what are we going to start with here? We are going to start with a... Well, we're going to keep the Rex's Blaster. So we'll toss out the holdout, we'll toss out the retreat. Easy pickings. Do I keep the easy pickings? Well, considering Tarkin's ability requires this stuff, sure, I'll keep the easy pickings because it's likely that he's going to try and keep things that are the same. GLHF. He's playing on Docking Bay, which is not particularly useful for me. I can at least play a Maz's Vault or something, I guess. And he got 4, 6, 7, so yep, he definitely wins that. I'll put my dice to the side here. I do get to take 2 shields. Which, you know, I'm going to put on Maz, I think. Okay, so he's already got Triple O, which is his most important card because it allows him to deal indirect damage to me after he deals it to himself. Which is quite scary. Oh, I need my 2 starting resources, of course. And do I want to play Rex's Blaster right already, or do I want to save for the potential easy pickings? I think it's safe to just do a long-term planning play first. As my very first action, just see if I can get an easy pickings off, because if I can get an easy pickings off, this is great. Okay, double blanks. Well, I can easy pickings those. Definitely. And now I'll try to roll in a Mars resource and play the Rex's Blaster, I think. But yeah, Afra's dice aren't fantastic by any stretch of the imagination, but that 2 shields and 2 indirects are both scary on their own. A frag grenade comes out. How does he have the 3rd resource? Oh, right, because Triple O is a droid and Afra. Right, okay, so he's already got a frag grenade, which is terrifying because that is indirect. That can work with the power action quite significantly. Let's try and get a resource from a Maz roll here. Get a shield and a blank. Well, that's fantastic. I'm going to take the shield. Alright, so I'm going to start the turn without getting a pistol, but that's okay. I'm okay to take it a little slow for the start. So there's his 4 indirect there, but he's going to spend 3 to do it, so it's just a +1 indirect, really. That's not that big of a deal. But I can't obviously easy pickings any of this, so let's roll in my Finn. A 2 ranged and a blank. Alright, if he crash landings me now, that's going to be annoying. And he does. So, crash landing happens, which means that he gets to deal 1 indirect to me. And draw a card. Which really sucks, but it's fine. Let's discard and reroll these 2 dice. Blank and arranged. Okay. Is this where he plays the other crash landing to do another indirect to me? Because this is the worry, right? If he can just do enough out-of-hand damage, this can get very, very scary indeed. Alright, do I discard Maz's Vault and then when I claim I get to play it? I think I do. I think I'm going to discard Maz's Vault. Resolve. Oh my god, just +2. Well, if he gets rid of this, if he could... No, he doesn't. Probe. Okay, well, he probes. He gets the he Rexes and the easy pickings. He gets to get rid of the easy pickings. Alright, do I want to discard this Rexes? I do not want to discard this Rexes. So I'm just going to have to claim so that I can put the Maz's Vault out. Which, I mean, Maz's Vault's pretty good for him, but he's already got droid reductions. And, oh, it does hit the perfect side, the 2 melee there, so that's great. But, I mean, he did have double focus. Now he can turn the fragmentation grenade to a 3 and do 5 indirect there with that instead if he really wants to. which is one more than his power action. Alternatively, he can just discard to reroll this double focus and hope for something, which, you know, if he does hit the 2 discard or something, that's fine. He's gonna power action. Yep. How much is that? 4? 4. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna just try and keep things spread out because he is mostly indirect based. Okay. You thinking discarding Slave 1 for that? Thing is, he can play Slave 1 next turn, so he must be thinking to himself, Alright, he's going to reroll. He's going to hit the double focus again, thank God for that. And that's going to be the end. Alright, cool. 3 resources from Maz's Vault, and draw 4. Alright, so that's a Rex's Blaster and a quick draw. And the logistics. Alright, so this isn't great. I really would have liked to have a retreat or something. I'm very worried about the sheer amount of damage that can be dealt to me here. But, you know, that's not too horrible. Do I Rex's Blaster? Do I hit and run here? I don't think I can. I don't think I can do 8 damage. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to do the 8 damage to kill an Afra here. So I'm just going to try and do what I can for the best of my ability. So I'm going to quick draw instead. So I'm going to quick draw out the Rex's Blaster. Which lets me get this, and then I spend the 2 for it. And then roll in Finn. Oops, those apparently went off the table. Now, I could have played the other pistol, and that would have potentially got me to the 8, but no, I couldn't, because they were unique. What am I talking about? Well, this does allow me to roll at Mars. Resource and a blank. Alright, cool. Well, let's turn the Rexes to a 2 indirect, and then resolve this to go 2, and then +1 more onto the Afra here. Even though I think Tarkin might be the bigger threat, I'm going to place the stuff on the Afra so that he hopefully puts more of the indirect onto Tarkin. This is 5 indirect now, and he has no way of dealing with this. Okay. So he's gonna pay 2 to remove those, but that's fine because by paying 2, this means that he isn't by paying 2, this means that he isn't going to be playing he is less likely to be playing like the slave 1 or something. But I mean, one resource is all he needs to get out a droid. And I have no removal this time around, which terrifies me. So. If he gets the BT1, I'm going to have some serious problems. He does have the BT1. Alright, so he has both the BT1 and the 000, so whenever he activates the BT1, it's going to be 2 extra indirect. He's going to have 4 indirect, probably 6 indirect here and a 2 direct. So he's probably going to have, alright, so he's probably going to have 2 +4 for 6. +2 for 8, and then you could have up to 12 damage here, which is terrifying to me. Yeah, so my turn's basically over, and I don't have anything to deal with this, so I lose the hit and run and the logistics. That really sucks. And I have absolutely nothing, so I'm just gonna start passing and hope that he does a double probe or something. If the frag grenade does roll a 3, you know, he can just go for that instead of actually using the power action for it. He gets indirect again, and a single focus. That's not a double focus at least, but that is still very scary because that represents 2 more damage that could come into me. Alright, so if I put it to 3, he'll still have 8, and he needs to god roll me to get to 8. Let's do that instead, so Mars is more likely to die. But I am very worried at how this first round's going. Not drawing a hyperspace jump or a retreat in my second hand is pretty poor. Oh, another 2 indirect and a 2 shield. Well, that really sucks for me yet again. My deck is just really not very good at dealing with the sheer amount of indirect we've got going on here. Alright, at this point I'm just going to claim. Alright, he's going to deal 1 indirect to himself to deal 2 to me. But, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he can't quite kill off Finn this turn. He doesn't need to be bad rolling, though. He doesn't need this focus, because he is just rolling very strongly here. The best he can do, he can turn that to a 2 indirect instead. And the scary part... Okay, and the scary part here is that now all he has to do is activate BT1 twice, and I die. And I do not have the money. I do not have anything to deal with this. He managed to just get the perfect droid set up early. Alright, I have a hyperspace jump, but I have no... But, you know, like... defensive positioning and stuff, like... The best I can do is I can play XA, he rolls in BT1, he deals 2 damage to me, and then he kills me. So this first round is almost guaranteed to go to him because I did not draw any... well, not because I didn't draw a high space jump or retreat. That was my second play here. And that is a hand of nothing. Yeah, and next turn he can just activate at the start, and then he's good. So yeah, let's do that to go to 9. Doesn't quite kill me here, but as soon as he rolls out Tarkin, he's got the 4 indirect. Okay, he's going to do 10. He's going to do 10. Alright, this gives me time. This gives me time to potentially reroll into something better. Maybe another Finn special. I might need to rely on those. Alright. Backup muscle. Okay. Alright. Alright. I have nothing. I have nothing. GG. Game 1. Game 1 goes to him, unfortunately. Yep. Game 1 is just firmly in his court. Nothing I can do about that at all. I got unlucky there that I didn't draw it, but not too unlucky. Mostly it was just him getting pretty lucky with what he managed to just get out. He managed to just have a really good start at the end of the day. I just deleted long-term planning like a champion. So let me get my deck back. There we go. Let's pull the deck back out. This is, and the panel's getting in my way. There we go. All right. Anyway, let's pull the battlefield back up, and there we go. All right, we're ready to start again. Cool. All right, so indirect is incredibly scary. He managed to get really good. A really good start there. So I've got to be very careful about that. Easy pickings again is here. Retreat. Don't care about retreat. Don't care about quick draw, and don't care about grand entrance in this opening. Logistics I don't particularly care for either. So I'm just going to get rid of as well. And I get a hyperspace jump. I get the Rexes again, I guess. Yeah. Shields just kind of could be important, honestly, with my only 19 health. Like with Aphra and the droids, he can just do so much early game damage, it's untrue. And there's just nothing I can do about that. Do not have a Mars's Vault start. So this might be the end of Finn Maz. Who the hell plays Aphra, though, right? Aphra Tarkin. Who the hell plays Aphra Tarkin? Come on. Yeah, I'm just going to start with the Rexes again. Oops. I just dealt my dice out like an idiot. I didn't know dice could even go into hands. That's cool. Here's a discard and a resource. All right, that's... Oh, let me get rid of those resources. All right, let's just roll out my Finn, roll out my Maz, and let's actually do some stuff now. All right, double special. That's not exactly what I want to see, but I mean, I'm probably going to end up using the double special. So yeah, let's just start resolving things. A double special is at least health for me, I guess. So yeah, let's just toss a resource onto this. Yeah, didn't manage to hit a resource turn one, which is a little bit unfortunate because of my easy pickings, but you know, could be worse. I do very much worry with this hyperspace jump that I'm going to have some serious issues in the end, but I'm expecting 4 indirect. I'll be able to remove 2 of them because of Finn. He's going to actually do that. He's going to take the damage just to draw the card. But this is without BT1, without Triple O or BT1, which I am perfectly happy with. So yeah, I guess I just pass. I'm just going to start passing until Finn can use his double focus, his double special. Which, I mean, that's only 1 damage, but it's a swing of 2 at least. The only real problem is that because of the way this is going to work, yep, he's going to heal 2 and then deal 2 again, which is going to let him draw a card. The only issue here is that because of the way this is going to work, I'm not going to be proactive here. I kind of need to be proactive. So that I can... well, I get a blank for my trouble. So that I can... Frozen Waste. Oh god, he's got both frag grenades now. Well, that's basically a guarantee of... him getting a Tarkin. And I really should not have been doing re-rolling on this Finn. Clearly. I was hoping for the resource, like a logistics or something. You know, I think I just got too scared that I was not reacting well enough. And, oh, that double focus. Alright, so this guy can do 2, plus 3, plus 2. He can do 5, 7 indirect to me right here. And there's nothing I can do about it. Other than claim the Frozen Waste later. And blank again. Okay, well, Finn, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I could have rolled any of... I had 4. I had a 4 and 6 twice, and that failed. Alright. Oh, he discarded the last card from my hand, the hyperspace jump. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm just going to pass. Like, Finn's just not going to have resolved his dice now. I really should have been re-rolling them earlier, I guess. And losing a hyperspace jump is huge. I definitely should not have kept with the Finn special here. The specials were effectively blanks because I want the speed. Because he can resolve the resource, then he can resolve the double focus, and then he can do other things. And all I'm going to... He can resolve the double focus, he can put that to a 3... He can put this to a 3 and put this to a 2. Then I remove one of his things, and yeah. I just need to claim. I need to not use any of Finn's dice here, because that double focus is actually scarier than leaving it around, because he can get 2 extra damage here and 2 extra damage there. That's 4 damage. Then he doesn't even have to use Tarkin's ability. He can be doing 7 instead of 4. But I mean, then again, he would have to lose a frag grenade. All right, he's moving some damage around and drawing another card. He's just trying to draw into his droids. But at least these aren't cards that he's got GT1 for. Alright, I get to draw a card. Yay. He gets to remove it if he really wants to. Which I'll be perfectly happy if he does. It is only an X8. But I really just did nothing this first round, unfortunately. Yep, he managed to hit the 3, so that's going to be 5 indirect. Well, then again, if you don't use... It's going to be 5 indirect, but he's going to use 2 resources to keep the frag grenades around, so that's actually not worth it compared to Tarkin's ability, but he's just going to use Tarkin's ability outright. Yeah. And he's going to have 5 resources to start the next round. Ew. I'm going to discard this X8. I don't want this X8. I don't have the money to be dealing with this. Alright, well, dug in is nice. I'm going to need resources for it, though. I'm going to be able to quick draw a holdout blaster. Which is okay, I guess, but without Maz's Vault, this is significantly less effective. Yep, and using this, I can roll in Maz, but I can't one-shot him. So I'm going to be taking this resource, certainly, and then unfortunately I didn't resolve anything else, so I will be taking the this to go from 2 and putting it into the Tarkin. And then, as my action, I'm just going to go ahead and resolve 5 into him. Resolving 5. I mean, that was decent damage, but I don't have a retreat or hyperspace jump to be backing this up. And that's a promotion which allows him to draw another card, so he's definitely... Look, at this point, he's almost guaranteed to be drawing his droids in, and then starting to do some serious work. So let's just dug in for 3. Alright, I'm going to lose the Grand Entrance, and the other card is Suppressive Fire. Which I will play. Because I might as well. I'm not going to be rerolling this Maz die. Alright, and now Grand Moff Tarkin gets to roll in, and he's going to do some hurt. And I still haven't drawn a Maz's Vault. Well, that definitely needs re-rolling. That straight up didn't touch the ground. I think the other one was safe, though. Whatever. I'll let him have it. Nah, fuck it. I'll let him have it. 2 discard, I don't care about, but this is some focus chaining to get him to 6 indirect if he really wants it. I'm just going to take my shield. Those shields, at least were the equivalent of a Tarkin. Oh god, and now the Van Braces come into play. Oh, now this is just terrifying. Alright, that's a 2 shield, that's a 2 ranged. I don't like this focus chain potential. But focus chain... Do I care about 2 shields more or 2 ranged? Or do I want to try and stop the focus chaining a bit? It could be that he's still not drawn what he wants, so I will stop the focus chaining. Even though he could do some discard to reroll. Okay, he's going to play the Slave 1 for 3. Yep, he can afford it, especially with this resource on the Mandolin. And the Slave 1 has a free reroll. Provides a free reroll for one of his dice. Because, yeah, reroll one of your yellow dice, and then you may remove a die. Yeah, you don't need to have my die in the pool to do it. Which is scary, say the least. He can take the resource here. He can do Tarkin ability here on the frag grenades, which is very, very strong. Always has been. And then you can do some re-rolling. I shouldn't die this round, but it could be scary. And that double shield actually might be enough to just keep Tarkin alive for the next round. If I want to win this, I need to kill Tarkin at the start of next round, or have some good hyperspace. have some good retreat hyperspace jump shenanigans. He's gonna reroll everything? Okay. Alright, he gets a little bit punished for that. He gets a lot of blanks, but he does have the indirect on the Slave 1, which is fine for him. And this indirect on Tarkin isn't the best, but it's not the worst. But those 2 discard size are just blanks, and that's a blank. So he ended up with a lot of blanks. Of course, Tarkin can still use these blanks as whatever he wants, as the 4 indirect whenever he wants, so the reroll for them is not that big of a deal. He really just has to be like, can I get 3 on these or not? Alright, well, he got 2 double ranges there. He can only resolve 1 of them, unless he has a truce, which I don't believe his deck runs. But he can still do 8 indirect. He can still do 8 indirect and then 2 direct. That's still 10 damage. And he can, of course, reroll the Aphrodite. And he hits the 2 shields again. God damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. So this is like the worst of all worlds right now for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Then you can take the resource to do the 2 ranged into the Mars, but hey, that's 1 hit point. That's still 1 hit point. He did not get, he does not have backup muscle yet. Alright, drawing again, and oh. That is not what I want to see. That is not retreat or hyperspace jump or Mars's Vault. I can't really afford to overwrite these things either because I need the money for suppressive fire. I'll play the suppressive fire as my first next action so that I can remove both of his character die if I really want to. But this is not good. I will remove 1 of them. And then I will hit and run and try and get some stuff out with Finn. A 2 ranged, but those are those other sides are resources, which sucks. A 1 ranged and no focuses again. That really sucked in terms of everything, basically. Well, I can get rid of these if I go for a... If I'm going to go resource, and do I need to... I might need to long-term planning this shield, honestly. I might need to long-term plan the shield later. Yeah. Let's just... As my next action, let's just get rid of those... Those things, yeah. Let's just easy pickings those. Should have done that as my first action last time. Alright. I might need to long-term plan the shields. Alright, well... I'm definitely going to try for a reroll, I think, but... Okay. Turns that into indirect, which lets him draw a card. He's still not drawing the droids yet, which is really lucky for me. So I guess discard this rocket launcher and reroll these 2 and hope for something. A special and a shield. Well, the special's not the worst thing in the universe, simply because I need to... He's going to probe me, but it is the DL-44 Heavy Blaster Pistol. Yeah, so in fact, I will take the Holdout Blaster shields, I think, and then I'll be able to overwrite that DL44. It's not like he's going to use the double discard on it. So yeah, let's do this to take 3 shields. This feels really bad. This feels really bad. I did a turn without doing damage. But hey, on the bright side, all my hyperspace jump stuff is in the deck somewhere. He gets a disrupt. He gets 2 shields and 2 indirect. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. If I put a bullet into Tarkin, he'll just shield up more. So it might just be more worth it to put a bullet into Afra instead before she shields. Actually, I can use Suppressive Fire to get rid of the 2 indirect here. So I will. I will Suppressive Fire to get rid of that 2 indirect. Which means I can't DL44, which would have got rid of a die. Alright, let's just shoot Afra for 1 with Maz. Force him to potentially put the shield on Afra instead, which is 1 health less that Tarkin ends up having. If I shot Tarkin, then she put 2 shields onto Tarkin, and that would have healed him by 1, effectively. Oh, he's going to reroll it. It's got 6-1s, so he's going to remove the shield side. Okay, that's smart. So I'm glad I resolved the range when I did. Yeah, so I'm just going to use Finn's ability there. Actually, I'm going to take it off Afra. Off of Maz. I'll be getting rid of at least 1 of his dice with this, at least. But I feel like I might need to get rid of the Tarkin die. Well, because yeah, well, the thing is with this focus, he can turn either of these to indirect and then use his indirect. But no, that's just 4 indirect anyway. He doesn't actually have what he needs this turn, but he can get it later. But he does not have the dice he wants right now, or needs right now, because I've just managed to get rid of so much. But if I get rid of the shields, he doesn't have shields. If I get rid of that, he doesn't have the double focus. So I'll get rid of this for the double focus, so he only has a single focus, but he still has 4 cards in his hand to reroll with. But Tarkin's 2 indirect is as good as Afra's 2 indirect, right? So the difference is fairly insignificant. Alright, there's the BT-1. So there's one of his 2 droids. Very, very scary. BT-1's ability comes in. I'll take a shield damage there. Yep. Yep. One melee is not very good for him. Yeah, do 2 indirect. Put that on the Finn. I'm not going to let him do... I'm not going to put any of the Maz. If I did it on the Maz, then he could go... Then he could turn this Mandalorian to a melee and do the melees there. Instead, he'll have to focus this to the 3-for-1 if he wants to kill off Maz. Or focus this to the 2 range to kill off Maz. Either of which is an extra resource. But then again, he can get his resource back from the Mandalorian Van Braces. It stands both characters of his are on 6, so he has 11 maximum health. I can do that much in damage if he has no removal next round. Gotta get very lucky though. If he puts the if he uses the Afra 2 shields, then I'm not killing them because that's going to be 13 health. So in hindsight, maybe it would have been better to use my range with long-term plan rather than the shields. But Okay, he's discarding the droid commandos. He's still not played either backup muscle as well, and backup muscle is also huge here, and he's not played Triple O yet. Even though he quite clearly could have with the resource. I mean, sure, it's not using the Afro ability, but he would have taken that resource and played Triple O, so Triple O is going to be next in the deck. He gets the 2 indirect, but this becomes a blank, but this can become a 3, so he can still do the damage here. The difference is he's not going to have the shields, and without the shields, I could God roll with Finn. The question is, though, do I have any hit and runs left? I do have another hit and run still. Discard in doubt, he's going to reroll that. Okay, hits the 3 for 1 naturally, so now he can turn this to the... He can use his focus on this to turn this to a melee. He can do 3 there and then 3 here, which is damage still. Ugh. I really should turn off my auto turn off of the headset. I don't actually think there is a way to do that. But if you hear the beeping in the background, that is my headset turning itself off because it's not hearing enough stuff, so it thinks it's turned off. Alright, well, he spends his resource on that. And turn to 2 shields? To the resource. Oh, to do 4 indirect. That really hurts, actually. Yeah, no, that's smart. Was not thinking in those terms, obviously. Don't want the DL44. The only one I get is a hyperspace jump, and now... I need the retreats, man. I need the retreats. And no weapons. There's no way I can win this unless... I've got to get really lucky here. If Tarkin can power action, I'm dead, so I didn't draw. I need him to roll really, really, quote-unquote, good so I can defensive position him. That's the only chance I have right now. That's a 2, that's a 3, and that's a 1. Alright, well, I need to defensive position this, unfortunately. This does mean he doesn't have a Tarkin special just yet. If he turns this to the 3, then he can threaten to kill me next turn with BT. Or just blank it. A blank wins. I shouldn't have got rid of my DL44. Should not have got rid of my DL44. Both retreats, quick draw, hit and run, and grand entrance. Super unlucky draws from me. Both games. And he had a good draw, very good draw first game. Second game was a lot more competitive because he didn't get his perfect start. But ouch. This really hurts. I think Finn Maz can still do this. They can still take this. Dug in on its own really slowed him down. I just didn't draw very well. Like, I just straight up didn't draw well. All of those cards that are left in that deck are really good cards for me to be using. If Finn had rolled a special as well, I'd have been fine. Or if the Holdout Blaster had rolled another shield, or Rex's Blaster had rolled another shield, or if I just rolled the damage to kill him, or if I drew like a hit and run or a quick draw to do that stuff, if I'd kept the DL44, but really I should not have been keeping DL44 because I needed to get a quick draw or a hit and run or a retreat as much as possible. Then again, if I was going to get a quick draw, I needed to also get a weapon for it, so I probably should have kept the DL44 in hindsight there. But man, that was just getting slaughtered. Getting slaughtered, but you know, I don't think this deck of his is gonna be meta, right? I don't think it's gonna be the future deck that everyone plays around. So I think Finn Maz still definitely has a shot. It just was kind of unlucky that I ended up going up against him. But again, I do think that my deck should beat his in general. I mean, it's fairly even, but I think in general my deck should beat his. He didn't have much left, right? He did have the backup muscles, the sound the alarms, entangles, but no, he did have a bubble shield. He had a bubble shield? Really? Was that in the... Oh yeah, 1 bubble shield. Huh, I would have thought he'd run 2 if he was running bubble shield. Yeah, so... That was unfortunate for me. But, you know... Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But now that I'm no longer shackled to this this tournament, I can at the very least start building this deck properly, because let's be honest, logistics, terrible card, should absolutely be truce, you know? We got defensive positions which are doing well, dug in, we got rocket launchers, you know, some of these are good, some of these aren't so good. I'm not sure if I need 2 Rex Blasters. Whilst Rex's Blaster Pistol is a really, really good thing with Maz, I feel like Maz might just, that this stuff might just be good enough as is to not need the Rex's Blaster Pistol necessarily. Like, it's just that good. And, you know, I might also start experimenting with Sabine Gungan, because it's a very similar style. It's just Sabine is even less tanky, but has even more consistency because she pulls out from the graveyard. But anyway, this has been me, GameSlayer99, aka No Brainer. Thank you very much for watching. Signing off.